Sean Morrison in the 06 is going to lead the field down to the green flag. The rookie entered his self-owned team into the series for this year with a relatively low-budget effort, has had a few good runs so far in this season, and was able to gather the funds necessary to do the international tour, as Ophelia Ndumian has started on his outside, did not get such a great start. Morrison leads it down into 1. Don Thompson Jr. taking a look on the inside of the 2, and the 2 sweeps back along the outside back into 2nd here as we've got a spin towards the back. Carl Ndumian started towards the back in around 19th place, and Ty Dent just basically turned him there off of turn 1. The stewards are not going to be particularly happy about that one, but a terrible start for Carl Ndumian. He's going to be delegated to the back of the field. Only 16 laps to get it done here. Some drivers really trying to get their way forward in a hurry. O'Shea, Duncan, and Allen 3 wide through Mandela. That's not going to work. And Allen and Duncan both into the tire wall, and they both come to a stop in the gravel trap. And both of them, for the 2nd race in a row, will go out early on. On board Rusty Babinski as they traverse Kapstad Hairpin for the very first time in this race. Tanker and Silver Fox racing just up ahead. Oh, Silver Fox gets into the back of Tanker. Tanker barely keeps it off the wall and saves it somehow. Somehow, Tanker has managed to save that car from coming spearing back across the track. Silver Fox did an alright job as well of getting on the brake to avoid re-getting into the 15, but a phenomenal job by the veteran out of New York. Off of turn 6 on lap 2, the field beginning to settle into a bit of a rhythm here, but still very close and still many battles going on as James Silver Fox maintains 9th after his contact with Alex Tanker last lap. Will Hoy takes a defensive line to try and fend off the 27. He gets into the quarter panel of the 11, and the 11 off the ground for a moment, comes back on all 4 wheels luckily, and that's James Silver Fox's 2nd incident in 2 laps that he was the main cause of there. It appears the driver of the 27 may have had a little bit too much success too early on these road courses, and that may have given him a bit of more overconfidence than he really needs. As for the 2nd round in a row, he has caused incidents. John Morrison has been setting a pretty blistering pace in the 06 car. The 2 still on his tail end. Don Thompson Jr. maintains 3rd. Zach Riel up to 4th, along with Sam Morrow, who has cracked the top 5. Gerald Reddington having a great day in the 112, currently sitting in 6th place as Sam Morrow gets into the back of Zach Riel. Zach Riel into the back of Don Thompson Jr. as a big stack-up occurs off of that corner, as both Morrow and Reddington initially drop to the inside to avoid contact there. Brandon Carasta sitting in 7th with Chris Louvier in 8th. Behind the top 8, we have about 10 cars currently single file. Then a ferociously battling group down towards the start-finish line here as Andrew Rick tries to overtake the 15 of Alex Tanker, who may have used up some of his tires there on that initial first lap incident. Nicholas Samadio will overtake Andrew Rick along with Chris Washer, who sweeps around the outside. Luko Brovak goes down to help the Andrew Rick, but it appears that they will not be able to get anything done for now, as O'Brovak's teammate Michael Kane also into the top 20 now. Thompson Jr. having a go on Ophelia Ndumian for 2nd here through Mandela. Runs a little bit wide. Zach Riel now on his outside, just barely avoids contact with the 51 there, swings it out just a little bit wider, and he will get by with a little bit of help from the 2, and the 51 delegated to 4th for now. Carl Ndumian has been a man on the mission these last few laps, trying to get his way towards the front, and he gets into the back end of James O'Shea, entering the Highveld sweepers. And O'Shea with a nasty hit into that tire wall, and he's going to go out of the race early on here. Jeffrey Finguy going for a move on Marcus Stroman, who's right in front of him. Jacob Young goes with him there in the number 22, might be making it 3 wide here. As Jeff Derry joins the mix, as Jacob Young gets into the back end of Finguy. And Finguy into the inside while narrowly missing both the pit wall and the pace car by just inches there. The 20 car will have some right side damage, but other than that, a very close call for the number 20. Top 3 have temporarily broken away from the cars behind them. Reddington currently sitting 4th. Chris Louvier wants that position though, as Don Thompson Jr. initially follows him, but then goes down up high to follow Gerald Reddington. Sam Morrow now helping Chris Louvier as we come into Chouane, turn 2 for the 6th time, I believe, in this race. Louvier trying to get by Reddington, still swings it out wide, and Reddington will hold on to that position as it looks like Louvier is going to lose several positions here. Zach Riel looking to overtake the 2 down into, I believe that's turn 11 here, towards the Gauteng chicane, the last corner on this course, and he will grab that position from the number 2, being just the 2nd car to occupy that position this whole race. Alex Tanker has made his way back into the top 14 here as Jeff Derry and Marcus Stroman battle for position. Derry real loose off of turn 6. Ty Den goes by on the outside. Alex Tanker actually might be helping the number 91, gets into the back of him there and gets back into the back of him again, and around goes the 91 and into the tire wall he went. Rusty Babinski goes by the number 15. The 15 and the 91 always seem to be racing together the past few weeks, and perhaps there's been some tensions that weren't obvious to me in the broadcasts of the previous races. It's about as condensed as it was at the start. Currently just below 20th place as Luke Walker, Chris Washer, and Andrew Rick make it 3 wide through turn 10 for that position. Walker with the outside line drives by to regain that position. Michael Kane sitting just in front of him trying to get up towards Jacob Young. Zach Riel going for a successful charge on the number 06 currently. Was not able to get anything done through Chouane or Mandela, but he might have a run going into turn 5. Yes, he peeks his nose in there on the number 06. The 06 runs a tiny bit wide. The 33 gets back in the gas really well through that corner. And through turn 6, the 33 may have the optimal line here. As the 06, yes, the 06 gets a little bit loose. And Zach Riel to the race lead. We're approaching green flag pit stops here. Ophelia Ndumian going for a run on. Zach Riel gets his nose in there somehow, despite being several car lengths back of the 33, but does not get the better run out. And Zach Riel maintains that position for now. Sean Morrison, we're hearing, might be coming in this lap. Yes, he does. The 83 and the 02 battling for 9th place down into the high-veld sweepers here. Oh, Den turns the 02, and the 02 with a horrible hit into the tire wall. All 4 tires off the ground. Car lands back on its wheels, but a nasty impact for the 02. I'm not religious, but thank God that that was a tire wall. You take a look at Michael Kane and Jacob Young, who have both pretty much cracked the top 10 from their much worse off starting positions. Jacob Young goes by the 75 on the outside with a very nice pass, and the 007 might follow him through. Zeus Morrow and Ty Den battle up further ahead, along with Marcus Stroman. Marcus Stroman appears to be the beneficiary of that racing. Kane, Rusty Babinski, and Chris Washer now battling for the 11th spot as we come down towards turn 10. Washer into the back end of the 41, and the 41 sent off, careening off the course and into the wall. Hope he's alright after that one as he comes to a stop in a cloud of smoke down in turn number 10 right in front of the spectator stand. 5 to go for Zach Riel as he crosses the stripe. Chris Louvier now up into second. He got by Ndumian just 1 lap ago, and now he's going after the 33 as we approach green flag pit stops. There's so many aspects of this race that are yet to be determined. Who has the better pit stop? Where does the 06 of Sean Morrison, who was the leader for the longest time in this race, who has most certainly got the most laps led bonus locked up for this one, where's he going to come back out once things cycle through here? As Ophelia Ndumian and Sam Morrow appear to race with Chris Louvier for 2nd spot, and Ndumian may get 2nd back if he can just get his rear end by the number 98 car, and yes he will. Zach Riel gets really loose off of turn number 6, and here comes Ophelia Endymion and Chris Louvier, who are just previously battling for that second position and are not now battling Zach Riel for the lead through the sweepers. The outside, definitely the faster line through there, and Endymion and Louvier to first and second as we come up towards what will certainly be the last 1 or 2 laps before the pit stops here. Reddington now going after the 33 as well. Louvier back out on track after his pit stop, and he merges right with Sean Morrison here, trying to pass him right now. That shows that that group has been keeping the same pace as Morrison the last few laps, as Louvier appears to have this, with the stronger tires, will easily overtake the number 06. In the top 4 come now along with the rest of the field here. No one can make it any longer on fuel. 3 laps to go. They come to this time, and Endymion, Riel, Morrow, and Reddington. Let's see where they come out in comparison to Chris Louvier and Sean Morrison, who have been battling the last lap, mind you. Miraculously, they come out just as they came in. As you can see, Chris Louvier and Sean Morrison just little specks in the distance. It appears that this group may be ahead of them. And Endymion, the first back out onto the racing surface, just 3 to go now. They're going to have to catch them in a real hurry, as it appears Riel and Endymion may have put a bit of a gap between themselves and Morrow and Reddington. We look off the front bumper of the number 98, currently in 5th place, and you can barely even see the cars in front of him. There is no way that these two will be in competition for the win, just those top 4. Riel alongside the 2 as they enter turn 11 here towards the Gauteng chicane and the white flag as we come through the final set of corners down the long front straightaway to signify the white flag lap, the last lap here in race number 1 here in South Africa. Riel takes a look on the number 2 as we come towards turn number 1. Sam Morrow takes a peek out as well, but gets back in line as we approach the corner, trying to get the run on the outside. Morrow around the 33 and into second position. The 112 around the 33, potentially here and into third, as Morrow goes after the 2 down into Chwane for the last time here. Morrow's going to have a hard time getting him from that position. No one has been able to pass for the lead in that place this whole race. Riel and Morrow both off the racetrack. Riel way off and into the gravel trap just a little bit. Reddington now into second. He's made up 2 positions this lap already. Endymion trying to hold off the group behind her for just a few more corners here. Reddington closing in on the number 2 though. Reddington has a lot of experience in getting wins this season, having 2 already, but in both of them he hasn't had to make a last lap pass. The 2 slides a little bit wide through there. The 112 now right on his rear as we come towards the Kapstad hairpin. Reddington with a look on the number 2 as we go through the corner. The 112 is going to have the optimal line through turn 10, but the 2 is coming back on the outside out of that hairpin. The 2 may be able to hold him off. No, he won't. No, she won't. And Reddington through to the lead with just 2 corners to go. Morrow trying to get into second now, will be able to do so with some drafting help from Riel. And Morrow outbreaks the 2 into the corner. That might be all she wrote for the 112. Morrow's closing in just a little bit on the 112 though himself as we go through the Gauteng chicane. It's going to be the 112 coming down the long front straightaway. The number 112 of Gerald Reddington will win his 3rd race of the 2015 HARC Pro Series season with a phenomenal last lap turn of events for the 112, going from 4th to 1st. The 38 got within just a couple of car lengths, but just a little bit short for the 38. Second position for him. What a fluctuating last lap for those top 4. Ophelia and Endymion managed to pick up 3rd after leading many of the last few laps. Just used it up, I guess, a little bit too soon and wasn't able to hold off the charging Gerald Reddington. Zach Riel, 4th position for him in the 33 after trying to get the lead down in turn 1. Chris Louvier and Sean Morrison, 5th and 6th for them. They were in the lead pack most of the race. Don Thompson Jr. started the race 3rd and finishes 7th. Zeus Morrow, Ty Dent, and Pichu London are going to round out the top 10 here.